What's poppin'? Welcome back to DBP Reloaded. You see what's on the screen here. Killer Instinct, the reboot. The rebooted game, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, a lot of people, I'm gonna say this. Killer Instinct came out when I was young, right? So people who got in the game and later may not be familiar with Killer Instinct. They may or may not. They released two classic versions of Killer Instinct on the Xbox One, right? You know what I'm saying? Which is obviously backwards compatible with the Series X. When I got this game, I believe those came with that because I don't recall buying those. I think they just came with Killer Instinct when I got it, right? But yeah, Killer Instinct, I feel like is a slept on fighting series, you know what I'm saying? But they don't have a lot of games, you know what I mean? But I think it's slept on. I think it's, I probably say it's a cult classic. I wouldn't say it's a classic. I say it's a cult classic. Like people who in the Killer Instinct speak highly of it. People who don't know about it just don't know about it. You know what I mean? It's not in the same, it's not sitting at the table. To me, I feel like, you know, it could be sitting at the table with Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, but I just don't think they came out with enough games for it to be that. You know what I mean? But the only Killer Instinct I really got into was Gold on the N64. Okay, I'm not great at Killer Instinct. I was trying to record the Killer Instinct classics, and I was getting cooked severely. I'm like, you know what? I will play those later, but I do want to review this. So let's go ahead and get to it. You got Shadow Lords, right? That was a mode they added later. I'm gonna take y'all to it, and you're gonna see what it is real quick. You know what I mean? So you got Save the Earth from the Forces of Gargoyles. All right. Looking like some story type of situation going on here. Self-explanatory, you know what I mean? So that's what it is. You got your multiplayer right here, you know, battle online with Guardians and consumables, you know what I mean? And then Shadow Lords leaderboards. You got the leaderboards here. So you got that, all right? Then you got your single player, you got your multiplayer. You know, multiplayer is pretty much, you know, two player. That's common sense, you know what I mean? So you got all that there. You know, they added a lot to this game, and the modes is on point here, you know what I mean? Single player, you got challenge AI opponents. You got to improve your skills, store collection. Now, one thing I did notice when I did, because I had all the DLC for this game, right? But I had to refresh to the DLC, which was crazy because I went in the fight, and I'm like, why is none of my stuff, you know, showing? So I had to go here, so y'all go here, and now I went to my fighters, right? You know what I mean? So I had to kind of refresh all my DLC because I transferred it to my SSD. So I got everybody, but this is the roster here. You know, you got Jago, you got Saber Wolf, you got Glacius, you got Thunder, you got Sadira, Maya, TJ Combo, you know what I mean? Fulgore. These are the usual suspects. Spinal, Orchid, you know what I mean? Don't know who that is. We know Riptor. Omen, don't know who that is. Dog, my man's look great. That man, could you imagine seeing that in the woods? Shoot. Man, they got some cats up in here, man. Got my man from Battletoads. That's dope though. They got guest characters in here. You know what I'm saying? That's fire. Shadow Jago, like they kind of took a page from like Tekken and Street Fighter, more so Tekken. You know what I mean? I don't know who that is. Cinder, Kim Woo, Tusk, Mira, Gargoyles. That's the bad guy in the shadow, in the, you know, the other mode. We know who that is from Gears of War. That's hard right there. You got General Ram from Gears of War. That's dope. So I mean, they got a dope roster here, man. You know what I'm saying? They got the graphics is definitely dope too, man. The graphics was dope when it came out. You know, the graphics always was fire on this game here. So I'd say the modes, we looking at what you got here, man. You looking at like probably a, you know, mid to high eights here. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot to do here. But it didn't initially start off like that. You had to get this early. You know what I'm saying? And then you still had to get the DLCs. Not like the DLCs was free. So, I mean, depending on when you got this game, you might view it differently. If you started off with it, you may have lost patience with it and like, man, I'm done with this. But if you just now getting it now, you're not gonna know, you know what I'm saying, all the stuff that you had to wait for this game. But right now, overall, I'm gonna say the modes mid to high eights here. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get down. I'm gonna roll with General Ram. You know what I'm saying? From Gears of War, we gonna roll with him. You know what I mean? A Ram, that's how you call it. Called him Ram the whole time, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, oh yeah, we just, all right, yeah. All right, so let's do it like that. I'm thinking I'm about to go up a ladder. I'm tripping. Default, okay, cool. We're gonna do that. Let's do this, and let's face like, let's face Rash from Battletoads. Let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that. Random. Yeah, so the mode's about, we talk about mid to high H. The graphics is definitely fire. I say the graphics, I would say the graphics about a high 8. I say the graphics about a high 8. Lowest I go is mid 8, but I say high 8 with the graphics. The graphics look fire. Come on, let me talk to him a little bit. Hey. Yeah, I mean, to me, you know, it still got that stiff Killer Instinct style gameplay, you know what I'm saying? Because it's combo based. You know what I mean? So if you're not into combo fighters, you know what I'm saying, you may not be feeling this. You know what I mean? The gameplay, I think it's subjective. I don't think it feel like a Tekken. I don't think it feel like Mortal Kombat or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think for what this is, if you are into Killer Instinct, you will like this. If you don't like the style that Killer Instinct had, like if you're not into the Killer Instinct gameplay, you're not gonna rock with this. You know what I'm saying? Because it is stiff. It's not exactly the most fluid. Goodness, it is. I told you I'm not cold like that. It's not the most fluid when it comes as far as movement. You know what I'm saying? But the buttons are reactive. But when it comes to moving your character, not the greatest feeling in the world here. But I will say this though. Everything responsive. I say the gameplay, man, you know, for me, you know, personally, for what this is, you know what I'm saying, it take you back to what this is Killer Instinct. It represents Killer Instinct well. I'm getting hooked, dog. It represents Killer Instinct well. It's you in familiar territory with this, so I say the gameplay. I'm gonna say the gameplay is mid to high 8 here. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that. I never felt like Killer Instinct felt the greatest on the sticks, but, you know, it's not bad gameplay, but it's combo based, you know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna be fair about it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the biggest fan of combo based, even though I like Killer Instinct. I'm not the biggest fan of combo based stuff, you know, gameplay where it's just, in order to really get off, you know, to get off, you have to actually literally, you know, hit combos instead of just, you know, you can't really just punch and kick and just rock out. Oh, okay. You have to execute combos, you know what I mean? So that could be, I'm not the biggest fan of that. But for what this is, the gameplay is definitely on point, you know what I'm saying? Killer Instinct. So I say mid to high 8 to the gameplay here, all right? So the presentation is definitely not bad. The presentation is probably, I'll probably say the presentation probably, once again, mid to high 8. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely dope. Someone said 9 and I'm mad at it. This game is pretty much hovering around that mid to high 8 range. It's a dope fighting game, 100%. Let's see. Let's go. Let's do this. So I want to do the story fight. Let's do story. Let's just do it like that. I don't got none of that unlocked. So, you know what I mean? Who all got a story? I think you only got a story with the main character. So we gonna do a little something like that. Let's do Jack. You know, he's the most popular guy in Killer Instinct. All right, so hold on, what? So I'm with the story mode. Interesting. So you still select the fighter with. Oh, you slow moment.
After 20 years as the heavyweight champion of the world, the unstoppable TJ Combo lost his title. TJ was spoiled by years of winning and willing to do anything
this is
to
low.
stay the champ. So he secretly approached Ultratech for illegal cybernetic augments. If the augments became public knowledge, TJ would be banned from the ring. The augments put him back on top, and he enjoyed years as the champ. And then the day came when Ultratech finally asked for payment. Ultratech was unveiling their newest weapon.
So you see how
a robot super soldier that could effectively replace any human combatant for a hefty price, making Ultratech billions. To prove the Fulgor's dominance to the world, Ultratech set up a fight between the robot and the world's greatest human fighter, TJ Combo. Ultratech just needed one favor from TJ. Throw the fight.
Yeah, so I mean, you see they got like, I mean, it's not no super deep story. We gonna check out we gonna hit the other mode too to check that out as well. Maybe that we might, you know, maybe there might be something you want to check out, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead. Check. I'm not mad at this music. I'm not mad at this music. I'm definitely not mad at this song. The beat is crazy. The story mode is kind of confusing me a little bit because I selected, you know what I'm saying, Jago, but yet I'm playing with him, you know what I mean? So, whatever, you know what I mean? But to have a story mode that's dope, it got added late in the game, you know what I mean? Got added late, so, you know. Mind you, I'm not playing on no hard difficulty. I'm just showing you what this is, you know what I'm saying? I'm just showing you what it is. And like I said, maybe it might be something you want to get into. If anybody that, if you was a Killer Instinct fan, you was on the fence with this, maybe be like, hold on, let me go ahead and get this now. You know what I mean? Because it's a full-fledged fighting game. It's full-fledged now. It took years for it to be that, but it's full-fledged, 100%. So you got everything you need here. You know what I mean? But you know, it's classic Killer Instinct. If you play on a it's classic style Killer Instinct. If you play on a higher difficulty, you better know them combos. You know what I'm saying? You better know. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not gonna play much of this on the channel. If really, this might be the only time you see it. You know what I mean? But you know, it's definitely it's familiar. Like I said, you're gonna be familiar with this 100%. If you like Killer Instinct. I'm not gonna say this only appeals to an older audience. I'm not gonna say that. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, when this came out, Killer Instinct haven't been out for so long, so it's like they may, you know, this game may have been overlooked, but I don't know if it's been overlooked like that because they was adding things to it. So there has to be some sort of a player base here. You know what I'm saying? For them to keep adding things to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so. So you see, we gonna slide up out of here. You see how the story mode is set up. You know what I mean? You see it right there. So, I mean, that's dope. I'm not mad at it. Let's go ahead and hit this here. Let's hit the Shadow Lords and see what that's about real quick. I just kind of want to show you what this is, man. But this game, I would say overall, I think this game is it's probably mid to high 8, man. I think this is definitely a very dope fighting game. I don't think it's up there with Tekken and Mortal Kombat, but it's definitely, you know what I mean, fire. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely fire. This is not no mediocre game. You know what I mean? It's not mediocre at all. Let's go new game here. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna just show y'all what this is real quick, man. We're gonna do normal. I mean.
There is another dimension, the astral plane. It is ruled by the evil tyrant Gargos. Long ago, the other astral beings resisted this Shadow Lord, but he slew them all and stole their powers.
They wild with the volume differences. You know what I mean?
Known as Guardians, fled from Gargos and his minions, escaping to other dimensions. And they sealed the astral plane behind them, so that the corruption of Gargos could never taint another world. Until the sorcerer Khan Ra reopened that door, manipulated by Gargos' powerful mind control. Now Gargos is invading the Earth with his army of duplicate fighters called Mimics. This twisted demigod must be stopped, or he will enslave the human race forever.
Hmm. Okay.
Meanwhile, in San Francisco's Chinatown, the Kung Fu master Kim Wu has inherited one of the last free astral beings, the Dragon Spirit, and Gargos will stop at nothing to take it from her. The warrior monk Jago is no stranger to the treacheries of Gargos. He comes from an alliance of Killer Instinct and Ultratech fighters, and he asks Kim to join their war against the merciless Shadow Lord. An astral portal opens, spewing forth a demon of Gargos, sent to eliminate Kim Wu and Jago.
Right. Right. So I mean, you see what this is, man. It's like I've seen modes like this, man. Like this is another story mode. That's all it really is if you think about it. Is this another story mode? I'm not mad at it though. Like it's something dope to have in the game, you know what I'm saying? So I hope this is not no issue. This song, this sound like sound very familiar, don't it? That sound very familiar, don't it? So
A mysterious power draws
So you see-
Jago to the portal. He enters and then vanishes.
so this is pretty much they hit you with the tutorial. You know what I mean? It's like a story mode. Like, you know what I mean? You see what it is, the story plot. So it's not the greatest looking thing. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's definitely something extra. I mean, it doesn't. This content doesn't hurt the game. You know what I mean? You can live with it, live without it. You know what I mean?
Will never again bow to the hated Gargos.
You can live with it or live without it. That's how I feel about it. You can live with it or live without it. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna end this here, man. You see what it is, man. So this is Killer Instinct on the Xbox Series X. It was originally Xbox One, but got upgraded to Series X. A lot of DLC involved with this game, but you know, you get the definitive edition or whatever the case is. Whichever version, the anniversary edition, that's the one you want. I don't think it's expensive like that. Let me see. Matter of fact, let's check it out. Let's go to let's see something here. Can I go to see it in the store? Let's check it out. See it in the store. If they even show the price, you know what I'm saying? If they even show the price. See, it's not gonna show it. It's not gonna show the price. Well, you can see the add-ons for this. Let me see. That's just the gold right there. Man, come on, dog. I'm trying to see something here. If it'll show me the price. I've had the game since it came out, so I don't know if it's gonna necessarily show. Let's see. Let's check here. Okay, so it's $30. So I would say this. Get this. You cop this, you get everything. From my understanding, the anniversary edition give you everything. Yep, it includes everything. So I would say, you know, for $30, this is not bad. You know, mid to high eights for this. This is definitely not a bad game at all. But it's combo based. So if you can't button mash your way through this, I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? It's not like Tekken where you can kind of just rub buttons and win. You know what I'm saying? That's not the case here, man. You gotta actually know the combos or you will get cooked. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the content. Greatly appreciate it, everybody. Peace.